Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here with Switch Adapted Toys, and today I'm going to be showing you how to switch adapt the Barney's World Heart Glow Barney. Now what I mean by switch adapt is we're essentially going to rewire this toy to bypass the main button and allow it to be controlled using an external switch or an external button. What that will do is make this toy more accessible for kiddos with disabilities that might not be able to play and interact the toy as it's originally intended. So the external button can be mounted in a number of different ways. Comes in lots of different shapes and sizes that are kind of tailored to the child's needs. So a toy that was once inaccessible can now be played with and enjoyed by everybody. So that's what Switch Adapted Toys is all about. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to make play possible for kiddos of all abilities. We do that by creating how-to videos like this one, showing people how to adapt toys. And we have files to 3D print your own switch button, and everything is free on our website. There's a bunch of resources there. I encourage you to check it out. The website is www.switchtoys.org. And if you like this video or if you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button and hit subscribe. It really does help us out in a huge way, so thanks for doing that. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is turn Barney over and open up the back. And we're just going to kind of pull out this unit that's back here. A lot of times you have to cut the zip tie that kind of holds it together, but for this one we don't really need to do that. We just need to get it out so that we can remove the screws that hold this back plate on. All right, so with those screws removed, we can remove the back. All right, so here's what the circuit board looks like once we get everything opened up. And you can see these two buttons here are what actually gets pressed when you press Barney's stomach. And that's what activates the toy. But we can bypass these by soldering our headphone jack wires to 2 points up here in this little white box. And those 2 points are the second and third from the right. So if I'm using some tweezers just to show you, if I were to connect these 2 points, Barney activates. So all we need to do is solder our headphone jack wires to those 2 points, and every time the button is pressed, it'll activate the toy. So before we do that though, we need to get our headphone jack wire into the toy. And so we need to drill a hole somewhere on this back where the wire can come out the back where the Velcro is. So looking at this, I'm thinking if I drill my hole kind of right here in the side, that will allow me to get to these points without interfering with the mechanism that actually presses these buttons. And then the cord can kind of come out the back, and it should be fine. So that's where I'm going to drill my holes, kind of right here in the side. All right, so now we can fish our headphone jack wire through the hole. Now, a quick note about these headphone jack wires. We use mono headphone jacks. It makes life so much easier. They're a little harder to find, but we do have them available on our website, and the proceeds help support what we're doing, so you can pick them up there. But mono basically just have 2 wires. Technically, you can use a stereo headphone jack, but you need to wire it up a specific way so that it works. So just get mono. It makes life so much easier. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to fish my wire through here. And I'm just going to pull out a bunch of extra just so I've got plenty. All right, so now we're ready to solder. And I really don't want this part to intimidate you. It's really not that hard. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little ball of solder on the tips of each of my wire. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up my wire with my soldering iron and then kind of bring my solder in, and it will start to melt really easily. I just kind of want a ball of solder on each of my wires, just like that. Now I like to use a little bit of soldering flux paste. This comes in different forms. This happens to be in a syringe, but you can kind of get it as like a paste or anything like that. And I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of flux paste on the nodes that I'm going to solder to. It just kind of helps the solder flow. It's not necessary, but it is helpful. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just reheat that ball of solder that I put on my wire and get it to melt onto that node. Just like that. And you can give your wire a little bit of a tug and just make sure that it's on there. I'm going to do the same thing for my other wire. Just like that, give it a tug, make sure that it's secure. All right, so before we put it all back together, it's a good idea to test it and just make sure that everything works. So I've got my toy turned on and I've got my button plugged in, and let's give it a shot. There we go. So the next thing that we want to do is prevent somebody from just yanking on this cord and just pulling off our connections. So what I like to do is I like to use a zip tie, and I'm just going to put the zip tie around the wire on the inside of the toy. And I'm just going to kind of place it somewhere on the wire where I know it's going to engage with the side of the toy before it were to pull or strain on those connections. And you can go ahead and cut off the extra zip tie. And what I like to do just to prevent that zip tie from slipping is I like to put a little CA glue or super glue around that zip tie to kind of lock it into place. And if you have some, you can use some activator spray and that will instantly dry that super glue. All right, so now we're ready to put the two halves of the toy back together. Now there's a little spring here that fits inside this little hole. So you just gotta make sure that that spring gets in there, and then put the two halves back together. And now we can go ahead and just screw in those 4 screws. And so now we can just stuff everything back inside the toy. And then we'll have the cord coming out the back, and we'll just close everything up. Alrighty, so now that we've got everything put back together, let's go ahead and give it one last test. I don't have it on. There we go. So I hope you liked this video. If you did so, if you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button and hit subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest videos. Again, Switch Adapted Toys is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we can't create this content and do what we do without the support of our donors and our generous users. So we just want to take a second and say thank you to everybody who has supported Switch Adapted Toys. It really means the world to us. Thank you. If you want to find out more about Switch Adapted Toys, you can do so on our website, www.switchtoys.org. That's kind of our home base where we've got all of our resources there all in one place. We've got all of our videos are on there. We've got PDF manuals for toys. All of our files to 3D print your own switches are on there. We also have a Discord community where you can go on there and talk to other people that are adapting toys and ask questions and get help and just kind of get plugged in that way. So you can find out all that information on our website. Again, www.switchtoys.org. Lastly, if you're interested in a Switch Adapted toy, but doing it yourself isn't your thing, we've got you covered. We've got a store on our website where you can purchase pre-adapted toys, our switches. You can get the supplies that you need to adapt toys. We want to make it as easy as possible to get these toys into kids' hands who want them and need them. So check out our website, check out our store, check out all our stuff. Really appreciate everybody. And I guess that's it. I'm Eric with Switch Adapted Toys, and we'll see you next time.
Switch Adapted Toys, making play possible.